Hey, welcome back. Little vacation in the middle of like busiest release month of the year so far.
I'd say, what do you mean release month?
There's just been a shitload of new stuff. Foxing, we got Lord, we got Between the Buried and Me, we got Deaf Heaven, we got a new Suicide Squad. Candyman comes out Friday.
Have you seen new Suicide Squad?
I did.
And?
It was
It looks way better than the first.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a low bar, but it's it's better, but you can definitely tell it's the guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy, because it's basically just Guardians of the Galaxy with different characters. Like instead of
I can take that in a lot of ways.
Vin Diesel running around saying I am Groot, it's Sylvester Stallone eating people as a shark.
What the fuck? He's in that?
He's the voice of a shark.
Oh, no way.
Killer Shark or King Shark? I don't know. They're all like really just formulaic at this point. They just say funny, witty things and kill bad guys, and that's 90 minutes of your life.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, they all say those funny, witty things at some point. Even in the Nolan Batmans, he has to say these stupid-ass one-liners that...
Yeah. He at least saves that
like.
for, like, Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine say that shit. Batman doesn't say that shit like, joke's on you, and, like, throws the Joker into a airplane or something. I don't... I'm just so comic book wore out. Like
You've been comic book worn out.
I know.
For
I was
years.
done with it. I thought we reached the pinnacle when like 2008 when it was Iron Man.
Dude, you were bitching
Dark
about
Knight.
it hard.
This is it. It's not gonna get better than this.
Okay, I don't know about 2008.
And then 2012, we got the Avengers, Dark Knight Rises. Okay, this is gonna be the pinnacle.
The Avengers
this
are
is
sick,
gonna
though.
be it.
The Avengers are so good.
It
The
just
whole
keeps
storyline to the last one, whatever the frick it's called, super good.
I didn't like it.
Thanos is badass.
The time travel shit, that was a cop out.
I like it, but it's so cheap because then nothing's ever permanent.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now they have multiverse shit going on. Like, have you seen the leaked Spider-Man trailer that was out?
Well, they've had multiverse shit going on in the comics, so can you really blame the movies?
No, but
you want to.
I do. I like them as their own separate thing.
I mean, yeah.
The new Spider-Man allegedly has all the Spider-Mans. Have you seen that? So
Wait,
Tobey Maguire's coming back.
way,
Andrew Garfield.
dude.
Yeah.
Are all the Mary Janes coming back too?
I don't know about the Mary Janes, but Willem Dafoe's back. Jamie Foxx is back.
Dude.
Like, it's it's getting ridiculous. Michael Keaton's back as Batman in the new Flash movie.
What?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
just,
that's super dumb. I'm excited
It's too
for
much.
Edward Cullen as Batman. It's going to be sick.
I didn't know who that was at first. I've never seen a Twilight.
Okay, well, you know who the guy is, Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because...
The Lighthouse. That's what I think
That's not what I was going to say.
Good Time. What else is he in?
The Nolan movie you hated. Memento.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
that's not it.
He was
That's not it.
He was in Tenet, yeah.
My bad, I still haven't seen it.
No, it's not worth it.
What do you mean?
It's on HBO Max, I think.
Speaking of, like, I guess we weren't speaking of this at all, but I just want to say HBO Max is the clunkiest user-friendly platform I've ever used.
It's bad.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Rewinding, fast-forwarding, pausing. It's like asking way too fucking much from it.
I've got like the ad version of Peacock, and it's like a movie theater. You watch like 2 minutes of ads before your movie starts, and then you can watch the whole movie for free.
Okay.
It's nice.
That's not that bad.
No.
I guess.
You watch like a shitty Safe Auto, or not Safe Auto, that's local. What's the one
Safe
with
Auto's
Jake?
not local.
State Farm, yeah.
None of them are local.
I thought Safe Auto was 1-800-SAFE-AUTO.
Yeah. Do you think just
That's
because
national?
You think because it has 800 in it, it means it's local?
I just have only seen it on Fox 55, like
Oh. I guess I haven't seen them for a while,
in between divorce court
but...
episodes.
Right. They're definitely not local. Wonder what happened to those guys.
I don't know. Oh, fucking Norm Macdonald was in one of their commercials. That made me really sad because I love Norm Macdonald.
You know he's the new Jeopardy host?
He is not.
I saw a picture of it on Twitter. Someone said something
That's bullshit.
about it. There was a picture.
That's like Celebrity Jeopardy from the 90s. when
Nah,
he played
he's
Burt
definitely
Reynolds.
the new host.
You're full of shit.
No, we shut the fuck up.
Norm Macdonald. Is the cat eating Christmas lights? What is
He's
that noise?
trying to, man. He's fucking with them.
I'm trying really hard not to bounce my leg. I think the general.
Oh, they are. Oh yeah.
The general ran them out. But the big thing I wanted to talk about 2 weeks ago, with Lollapalooza going on, trotting out Old Man Fred Durst and the Woodstock 99 documentary premiering on HBO. It's supposed to be kind of like a musical counterpart to 30 for 30 that Bill Simmons is running. The documentary itself wasn't great. It was a little scattered. It tried to cast blame all over the place. But what did you think? So this was your first exposure to the whole experience of Woodstock 99. You didn't know anything about it before this?
I didn't know it was that big of a shit show. I thought Woodstock. I just thought of 94 and Billy Joe eating mud and
See, I always
big
kind of
mud
forget
fight.
about 94.
How the fuck do you forget about? That's the only one I know.
You don't know
Since
69?
that's the only one I know, then that should be the only one you know.
Woodstock 69 means nothing?
I mean, I know they had Jimi Hendrix doing the Star Spangled Banner or whatever.
There you go. I mean, that's all I know.
Some shit like that.
I mean, I did kind of think they made some good points. Like, it was cool that they took on the angle of revisionist history, looking back as Woodstock is this big, peaceful gathering when it was kind of a clusterfuck to begin with. And you have all these boomers trying to recreate a yesteryear that was never as perfect as they seem to think it is in their mind. So that was kind of funny, I thought. But some of the stuff was just a little too far, trying to be like too woke. And there was a lot of blame at the time placed on the bands themselves, which I thought was odd. I didn't realize that.
They blamed Fred Durst.
They did.
All he tried to do was do it for the noogie, and they fucking hated him.
Yeah, I didn't realize the organizer came out so strong against Fred Durst. He put the whole thing on his shoulders for inciting a riot by playing break stuff, which is the equivalent to saying, well, the reason there was any sexual assault is because Nirvana played Rape Me. It just doesn't make sense. It's
Right,
a
yeah.
song.
And then at the end, they tried to... So the guy at the end said, I'm not saying it was right, but the girl should have known not to walk around naked.
Yeah.
And that's super fucked up.
Yeah, the promoter came off real bad in this, where
Like-
he was blaming everyone but himself.
There were two completely different sides. There was one guy who said, like, oh, well, they should have known better. And you have somebody else who was blaming, like, models on magazines, on front covers and shit like that. So it wasn't fairly treated at all by anybody. There was
Well-
no good stance on anything.
Right. And I mean, it's kind of the political climate we're in where everything is polarized into one extreme or the other. And there was a lot of, toxic masculinity talk and this
Frat-
unrest with middle white America. They kept showing clips of like Fight Club and stuff of this lost generation that
dude.
just has no purpose and they're just pissed off at nothing really.
Yep. Even, I think it was Jewel at the end or Sheryl Crow talking about how there's all these white people, young white men, no real problem, but they're mad at something. I feel like if anybody doesn't feel like they have a purpose, they just go fucking insane.
Fred Durst got a lot of shit, but
A lot of shit. They literally blamed this whole thing on him. What about the clip where they said, didn't he say, what the fuck did he say? Like, let's do something bad.
let's do bad shit.
No, dude, okay, you told me, because they
yeah,
left
yeah.
out the part where he said,
So he cat's walking all over your keyboard.
dude.
What did he say? I just want you to take all this negative energy and just let it out. And that was right when they played break stuff and stuff started getting tore apart and everything. But like immediately following that, he did say, okay, now we need the positive energy. We need to chill out. Don't let anyone get hurt, blah, blah, blah. But they never showed that
they
in the
fucking
documentary.
cut it out. Are you fucking kidding me?
There was a concert in Australia like a year later where a girl died of asphyxiation at a Limp Bizkit concert where shit just got out of hand. And it kind of makes you wonder, what is concert etiquette going to be? A festival like that, it wasn't unheard of to have this big mass of people and everyone is just shoving forward as hard as they can towards the stage.
Gen Z already killed mosh pits.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
now what?
do you think moshing comes back? Crowd surfing? I mean, that's...
No, because, dude, I mean, crowd surfing's cool, but it sucks when...
You always kind of shake your head when the girls go over, 'cause
Yup.
there's always a guy there ready.
I don't even, like, I want to, dude, I want to help them. I don't want them to fall on their asses. I don't want anybody to fall on their ass. But
Right.
I also don't want to, like,
Yeah.
I really hope there's people that don't do that this day and age. I will say that, like, I think people's judgment has to be, like, 100 times better at concerts than it used to be.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of going to have a nice checkpoint where some of that stuff can be reconsidered instead of just this is the way it always was.
Yeah.
Because we've had a nice 2-year break or so.
It's not even, like, frowned upon anymore. It's like, if somebody sees you doing that shit, they're going to fucking kick you out.
Right.
Like, if that were to happen at the Hoosier Dome in a basement show, like, the community would come together and say, get the fuck out of here. Which is
Right.
awesome. So I think we came a very, very long way with concert etiquette.
I feel like there was a storyline there that they just didn't capitalize on. It should have just been like the constant climb of 90s success and the inevitable crash. Like, that's all it was. There was all this outrage of the over marketization, over commercialization of rock, selling counterculture.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
It wasn't necessarily homophobia or misogyny. I think some of that got wrapped up in it, but I don't think that was the underlying...
Yeah, they blame misogyny and homophobia on a lot of Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, I mean, maybe Kid Rock is those things, but I'm
Right.
just saying.
90s
90s was a good movement overall, and they just fucking tore it down with these select few bands. I felt really bad for Creed because they showed Creed, and dude, Scott
came off
Stapp,
really level-headed.
dude, he was being like very peaceful, like he was preaching positive vibes, and like for some reason, Creed's like one of the most hated bands of all times. And then people put Limp Bizkit on, and like, fuck yeah, I remember this. The shit slapped. Nobody does that with Creed. And Creed was out there trying to be positive.
They were. That was very
And they
good.
showed him for like 2 seconds. They just wanted to focus on Limp Bizkit saying like, here, show me your negative energy.
I also felt like there was a weird Coachella commercial at the end.
Yeah.
Like that was the way to wrap up the story. Like
This
was
is
all,
what you should be.
Yeah, this was the bad example of a concert. Here, Coachella is what a concert going experience should be. We give out free water.
Yeah, free water, but they charge like fucking
We charge you out
$2,000
the
a ticket.
Ass, but yeah.
Yeah, $4 of water back then.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
That's pretty.
I've never
that's
seen a
pretty
festival
nutty.
do something like that.
Well, especially when it's kind of expected that these people are going to be staying over the night without supplies.
And then the whole like porta potties overflowing and
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
the water and shit mixing together. People throwing mud, but it wasn't just mud.
It was poop.
Oh my
A lot
God.
of poop.
Dude.
I don't feel like it's built in homophobia, but there was this kind of masculine antagonism towards like boy bands and that whole like TRL divide that they went into.
Yep. I'd say that was a cooler storyline. They could have stuck with the MTV thing.
Did you watch
Commercializing
TRL?
countercultural.
Sorry.
Fuck me up. Yeah,
ran
I
you.
used to love watching TRL.
That was my shit, man. I ran home every day for that.
I mean, NSYNC would be on a lot.
Oh,
Backstreet
yeah.
Boys were on a lot.
It was a constant tug of war. Like you felt like a victory when like Kid Rock overtook a Backstreet Boys
Yeah.
song. Like it was
Dude, yes.
definitely a culture war. I feel like Blink-182 was caught in the middle. I showed my mom Blink-182 the first time I heard them and told them they were my favorite punk band, and she was like, "This is not a punk band. This is a boy band."
It's funny because all the small things they make fun of boy bands.
Right, that's what I said. They're making fun of them. They're not
Yeah.
a boy band. She's like, "No, that's a boy band. That's not a punk band."
I was at my dad's when I was a kid listening to Blink, and some guy walked down the alley and he's like, "You listen to boy bands?" And I didn't know what the fuck he meant by that. It
Yeah.
was like a band that was men. So I was like, "Yeah, what do you listen to, girl bands?" And he said, "Yeah, actually." And I'm like, "Okay." Like, wow, cool, man. Then I realized, he thought Blink was like fucking Backstreet Boys or NSYNC.
So did my mom.
Jeez.
I mean, what do you think about Woodstock 99 versus Firefest? Did I come off too strong saying Woodstock 99 was worse?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because these people at Firefest, like,
You couldn't escape, I
You
guess.
can't.
Yeah,
You're
were
fucked.
trapped.
You could have been like, they could have said, "See ya, your plane's not coming back." Like,
Yeah.
is there a cell service there? I don't know. Like, what was there? Like, they didn't have enough shelter for everybody.
Yeah.
The only water was like salt water, so you're gonna fucking dehydrate. I think Firefest is definitely more dangerous than Woodstock was. I will say they're probably a little more well behaved because you have to be more well behaved in this culture.
To have the money to go.
And have that kind of money. Yeah. So.
Well, in Woodstock, you could also leave. That's what they kept saying throughout the documentary. Like, by Sunday, why are you still there?
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily have to be there for all of it.
They'd have open Q&A with the promoter too, and he would just get super shitty.
Yeah, the promoters did not take any accountability. That was what struck me the worst. Whether it was the sexual assault claims, just blaming everything on Fred Durst. Like, yeah, he was a shithead.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they didn't get to do their 50-year reunion. What was that, 2 years ago?
Yep.
It was bad. I think it was going to be like fucking Miley Cyrus and Run the Jewels headlining.
Do you think that Woodstock deliberately only had 3 females on there?
You know, I don't know. I don't think it's probably deliberate because I feel like that happens a lot when like people complain about award nominations and stuff for like the Oscars. It's more of a systemic problem where black actors and actresses aren't being cast for major roles as much as white ones are. Not necessarily the performances.
Yeah, I was just trying to think back to that time period of like...
There weren't a lot of big female like who,
Yeah.
No Doubt.
Like, I'm surprised they even had... Who'd they have? Elena's, Jewel... Was it Sheryl Crow the third?
Might have been. I don't remember the third one. Who else would they have been
Courtney
missing?
Love.
Courtney Love,
Hole.
yeah.
Billy Corgan.
I think she
Could've
would have
got
got
Hole.
more stuff
Gwen
thrown
Stefani?
at her than, yeah, you could do No Doubt. I could see that being there. But, I mean, there aren't a lot of big female acts from that era.
Wait. You're still my sunshine. There's a girl in that band. She sings.
Lynn?
Lynn.
I think they came on after Woodstock.
Okay.
Because the other thing I kept thinking is, man, imagine if Eminem was there. He was just a little too late for Woodstock
Dude,
99.
oh my God.
That would have set it off.
It was cool. I didn't know that like DMX was
Yeah.
on that, and he fucking killed it. His energy was awesome.
It was an awesome lineup. I remember, like I said, watching that on MTV and listening to the radio. Like, it was sick. I thought it was awesome. I didn't realize it was such a clusterfuck actually being there.
It's honestly a lot of those people that played are very aggressive. Like DMX, aggressive performer. Kid Rock, aggressive performer. And Limp Bizkit, aggressive performers. Korn,
Yeah.
aggressive performers. You're only gonna blame it on Fred.
Right. Well, yeah, they had that Saturday night lineup was just ridiculous, where it went from Korn to Limp Bizkit to Rage Against the Machine to Metallica. Like, that is just a fucking overdose of adrenaline. Like, it's so much.
Fast forward, 2016-17, we have a festival called Riot Fest.
Right.
All kinds of crazy asses on the festival. We got Guar, we got fucking Rob Zombie, the original Misfits,
Andrew WK.
and it's called Riot Fest.
Yeah.
100 times more well-behaved than Woodstock 99 ever
I'm
was.
kind of curious if Riot Fest is going to happen this year. I saw that with the mayor's ordinance, you have to either provide a negative test or a vaccination card to go, which pissed a lot of people off that already
my
bought
God.
tickets. So,
I
yeah.
can see that, though.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking people. And there's like 3 or 4 in Chicago, like back to back. There's Pitchfork Festival, there's Riot Fest, and what was the other one? There's a third one, and they're all like every weekend in September.
Lollapalooza?
No, that was last month.
Oh.
But yeah, there's
Oh, yeah, you're right.
there's a lot. I'm just kind of curious because I keep seeing more and more bands cancel. Like 9 Inch Nails was one of the headliners for Riot
Ooh.
Fest. They canceled.
Because of COVID?
Yeah, they canceled their whole tour.
Oh,
Limp Bizkit canceled their whole tour after Lollapalooza because Wes Borland got COVID.
What?
But yeah. The funny thing is, do you know who they replaced 9 Inch Nails with? Super reliable. Morrissey.
Oh, he fucking sucks.
He's stepping in.
Dude, I don't think you can be an activist and be that like self-absorbed at the same
Yeah.
time.
Right?
I think it contradicts itself.
It seems a little contradictory. He's more about the attention it brings him than the causes. I gotta say, though, I was on vacation, driving back home through Nebraska and seeing these giant fucking factory farms of like shoulder-to-shoulder cows like really made me feel guilty about
Oh
eating
yeah,
meat.
dude. I am
It was depressing.
I'm not a vegetarian, but I'll eat meat like at farm to table restaurants for the most part, and I don't buy red meat anymore, and I buy free range chicken, and that's about it. Aldi has it the cheapest.
Aldi?
That's what I do, man. We buy Impossible Burger all the time.
See, I just
Shit's
hate
so good.
the texture of vegetables. Everything soy
Impossible
that I've had,
Burger.
yeah, I
Are
like.
you hungry? No, you just ate.
I just ate.
I would have made you one.
It's okay.
Have some.
I saw an article like around the same time that everybody was hyping up Limp Bizkit's return because of Lollapalooza by a writer named Miranda Reiner. It was actually really good. Dove into kind of the whole nostalgia culture and basically saying that nostalgia is the largest impediment to creativity there is.
Damn.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and I think that since we have more ways to keep records and keep old albums, like we have the internet that can store anything, so I think nostalgia is more easily accessible than ever, whereas maybe like even 20, 30 years ago, you were kind of forced to move on
Right.
and create new things.
It's a lot easier for anyone. I mean, you can fake nostalgia. There's a lot of bands that repeat and regurgitate styles from the 70s and they weren't even born yet. It's because it's all accessible at a fucking click of a mouse.
Tame Impala
Yeah.
ripped everybody off.
You like them?
Fuck no. I
No?
mean, they're alright. I think
They got a couple.
they do, but I think what they're doing is like just repeating what was already been done.
Yeah.
To an
I mean,
extent.
I do feel like he does innovate a little bit and like mix with modern styles, whereas like somebody like,
Jet copied the Beatles.
yeah,
No,
Jet.
I'm just
Jet's
kidding.
pretty
They copied
bad.
the Beatles.
Did you listen to the new Foxing record?
No, Pitchfork did though, right?
Yeah. Allegedly, Foxing's manager went after the critic who wrote the Pitchfork review. They gave it a 6 and said it was just bland 2010s festival rock.
What I've heard, it is pretty bland, and I fucking love Foxing.
I just feel like the lyrics could be better. I think the music is really ambitious. I still like it. Looking
Yeah.
for it to be a pioneering, revolutionary band like they've kind of put themselves out there as, it's a little underwhelming.
But then, like, I feel like they're a victim of their own success at that point, because that sucks. Cause,
Right.
Like, just because they've done so well.
They've basically raised
Now
the
you
expectations.
fucking hate them?
I don't
You
hate
think
them.
their album sucks?
I don't think it sucks. They raised the expectations on themselves.
We should get them in here for an interview and see what they say.
I don't think they're going to be doing interviews for a minute. I mean, I also kind of feel like there's, again, with the accessibility of everything, are we kind of past the need for traditional music critics as a whole? Like, do you really need someone to assign an arbitrary number to tell you how good something is? Kind of goes back to our whole Rotten Tomatoes thing. Like,
To
you're
be
gonna
fair,
tell me this is a 3% and that's a 50%? Like, where's the measurable nuance here?
I mean, reviews didn't stop me back in the day. I never got a magazine and was like, oh, it's 6 out of 10. Like, I'm not going to listen to that. I was like, if it was a band I already liked, I was going to listen to it no matter what.
Right.
But I will say, if it's a band I haven't heard of, maybe they got a 10 out of 10, I'd be like, oh, maybe I should go listen to those guys.
Right. I don't know. I just
Oh.
feel like the whole number
sure?
scale. Yeah.
Doesn't like you agree with me.
I do get that because there's so much content out there. It is good to have someone to recommend you things and voices and opinions that you trust. But the whole notion of like gatekeeping and taste making music critics and just this arbitrary 1 to 10 scale seems antiquated, like something we shouldn't really be doing anymore.
Okay, I mean, there is a 1 to 10 scale, but they also give like a 15 paragraph review.
And I think that's more like what we should have, like YouTube reviews and stuff like that, where you give a little more nuanced criticism and breakdown of what you think about something rather than just a Yelp review of 0 to 5 stars.
I feel like a lot of artists, whether they say like, I accept all forms of criticism, there's got to be a little bit of part of you that's like, who the fuck are you?
Right,
I made this,
exactly.
not you. You're not making fucking music.
But I mean, even think about this, just objectively, 0 to 10. Why is a 7 average? Why do you need 0 to 5 to be different grades of terrible? That's crickets, if you can hear that. There's crickets right now in the background.
Yeah,
Cicadas.
and cicadas. They're the reason I couldn't find my headphone, which is why I couldn't listen to All of Colors 2.
It's good.
When we get
It's
to
very
it.
good. We'll get to it. What are you Googling Suicide Squad right now?
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No, I want to.
I mean,
I love the superhero movies. Don't even backtrack on what you said.
It's like
Shut
I
the
said,
fuck up.
it's better than the first one, but it's not like nothing hits me like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Chris
Oh
Nolan
my
Batman.
God.
Like,
I hate the way he says Mary Jane's name. I hate the way he does so many things for some reason.
I don't care.
And it's like the OG Spider-Man to me.
I love it. The music is better. The
The
villains are
music.
better. Oh yeah,
Doc Ock was a crazy motherfucker, though. I do remember that.
exactly.
Doc
the
Ock
villains
was
are so good. Fucking Willem Dafoe riding around.
Fucking Willem Dafoe. He's fucking crazy. And
He
then
is.
James Franco. I always forget that he's Green Goblin Jr.
Exactly. It's
Damn.
not the
Maybe I
same.
should rewatch it.
You should.
I think I like the other guys who play Spider-Man better.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland. Definitely. The movie is
I
just.
don't know, I like the other guy from the Social Network.
Oh yeah, he was good too.
I think he did the better like skateboarder, like nerd punk thing. Tobey Maguire was
Wasn't he like
sounds so
30 when he
judgmental.
was in high school?
Yeah, well, like Tobey Maguire was way more like nerd and outcast than like the comic book punky skateboarder that Spider-Man's supposed to be, right? Because like the comments Spider-Man makes, like when he's doing shit, are like all like snarky and punky and.
I think he's supposed to be kind of a nerd, but like when he's Spider-Man, he turns into like a cocky,
Okay,
cool guy.
I'm just going off what Spider-Man said at the Universal ride I went on.
Is he kind of a smart ass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And don't see Tobey Maguire anywhere in sight.
No, Spider-Man 2 is the best Marvel movie. That's all I'm saying.
The best Marvel movie.
Yeah.
The best Marvel movie.
Yeah. Is there anything even close?
Yeah.
Fucking Avengers.
The Avengers.
Ugh.
Fucking Suicide Squad 1.
That's DC. You sound like such an idiot right now.
Hold on, let me rethink. We'll cut that out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them though. You know?
You got nothing.
I got so many. Marvel. We'll come back to that. What's
Okay.
next?
Well, speaking of Marvel, we've been harping on this subject for a minute with Black Widow's digital release. It's escalated a little bit as Scarlett Johansson is saying that her contract was breached and the film was supposed to be released exclusively in theaters. So now she is suing Disney for lost revenue.
She's an AMC ape. That's what. She's got money in AMC.
Well, her salary is based on box office performance, and if you're going to hinder that with at-home streaming, I mean, that kind of weighs in.
Yeah, but she's right. They need to take it off Disney Plus and put it back in theaters.
Well, it's too late now. Everybody's already seen it.
Do you think she's going to win this case?
I don't know. I feel like there's absolutely no public sympathy with, like, a millionaire movie star. Everybody just kind of rolls their eyes like, oh, you didn't get enough money for playing pretend. I mean, it's the kind of it's the same thing with fucking athletes. You know, when they bitch about their contracts, everybody's like, oh, you get paid to play a game.
Do you agree with that stance?
No, because the companies they work for make hand over fist
Right.
way more.
All right,
Like
good.
they're entitled to a bigger cut of that. When we were doing our breakdown of what movies cost and can they survive outside of theaters, actor salaries only make up 6% of what a
Fucking
movie
insane.
costs. That's nothing. So you can sit here and complain about salaries and all this shit, but everybody on a movie gets paid a lot of money.
The graphics cost like a fuck ton, don't they? But
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the salary of the guy.
Have you ever sat through
Developing
all the
those.
fucking credits in a Marvel movie? There's so many
Yeah.
graphic designers. It's
Yeah, dude.
ridiculous. I want to read this. It's Disney's response to the lawsuit, where they basically say that she doesn't care about COVID.
What?
Here's the quote.
Dude, so COVID, they use COVID as an out?
Yeah.
Oh my God. these
There is no
motherfuckers.
merit whatsoever to this filing. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of COVID-19.
That's so
Disney has fully complied with Mrs. Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the
They say
release of-
Mrs. Johansson?
Oh yeah,
Is she married?
Oh no, Miss Johansson. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I misspoke.
I didn't think so.
You're keeping tabs on that though, aren't you? You got a shot?
Scarlett.
The release of Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access has significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation and made over $20 million to date.
They really had to call out how much money she
Exactly.
made. Yeah, now she can't say shit.
Because yeah,
can she?
if you put that in the fucking headline, everybody's going, she made $20 million? Well,
This
she
is
needs
gonna-
to shut her mouth, blah, blah, blah.
Well, dude, this is going to ruin her relationship with fucking Marvel or Disney.
Yeah.
Or both, because they're the same fucking company.
Well, I mean, this is her last movie, though, so what? She doesn't give a fuck.
I think it's super cheap on Disney's part to say that it was because of COVID. Like, to act
Yeah.
like you care.
That's such a bullshit.
to act
cop-out.
like you fucking care about that, and that's the reason, is
It's
such bullshit.
Sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the
It's-
horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's like the bathroom I
dare
went
you.
to the other day, dude. The gas station bathroom.
They
they-
blamed COVID.
They said, due to COVID-19, bathrooms are for customers only. That makes no...
Wait, customers or
Yes.
employees?
No, customers only.
that doesn't make
Due to
sense.
COVID-19. I tweeted it. You responded to it. Does that make any fucking sense? So
No,
everybody that's
not
in
at
there,
all.
like, our customers can come in here, but unless you're paying, man, you know,
So they throw that number out that, hey, listen, she already made $20 million for this.
that's so tacky.
Comparatively, Robert Downey Jr. made $75 million for Infinity War. He made $75 million for Endgame, and he made $75 million for Iron Man 3.
God damn. So Scarlett may have made more in theaters.
Yeah, she would have got a bigger revenue cut because the way a lot of the contracts are written up is once it makes over a certain threshold, you get a bigger bump in your contract. And
Yeah.
since it's not exclusively
That's
being shown in
called my
theaters,
quote.
yeah, it's a lot harder to hit. What'd you say?
That's called my quote. It's
Wait.
Crashmore.
Oh, God. Crashmore followed us on Instagram. You think we can get him on the show?
Dude, I would love that. Is it the character who played him, or is it a Crashmore account?
No, it's Crashmore.
Nuh-uh.
It's hang on, he's got a weird name too. I gotta look it up. Biff Whiff is his name.
Nuh-uh.
Biff
Is it
Whiff.
really him?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's fucking get him on. That'd be so sick.
he's in Dave also. Have you seen that show?
No, but you told me about it. That's with the guy from SNL.
No.
What the fuck? That's Barry. Sorry,
Yeah, Barry.
my bad.
Dave is, I think, about a rapper. It's on FX. I haven't seen it either, but Biff Whiff was bragging that he's
Dude.
in Dave. So what'd you do? You watch anything new? Got anything you want to talk about?
I've been watching a lot of I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah,
I
still.
just keep rewatching it.
Did you hear about the Jackass drama?
Mm,
Do you know there's a new Jackass movie coming out? Yeah.
Well, what's the drama though?
So, PETA says they need to remove any scene with an animal in the new movie. So all the bullfighting shit they do.
I don't think PETA really has too much of a real say though, do they?
No, they're just threatening. PETA also said that people should boycott the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles until they eat something besides pizza because it relies on too much animal product.
Cheese pizza? I mean, okay, yeah, I guess it does. It's like, how the fuck did cheese come from animals? Then I realized real fast.
But the other Jackass drama, I don't know if you've kept up with Bam Margera since all this stuff happened, but he's in a dark place. So basically, you know, they got this reunion going to make a fourth Jackass movie, get the whole cast back together. And Bam has been so just out of it. They made him sign a contract to say that he would submit himself to daily drug tests, wouldn't take anything while on set, wouldn't disappear. Like he had to check in like he was on parole, basically.
Jeez.
And I don't know. It was probably 2 months into filming. He got fired. And
No way. His friends fired him.
he got fired and he got barred from the set. They filed restraining orders against him.
What'd he do?
He threatened to kill them all.
Wait.
And now he is suing Paramount for wrongful termination, saying that it was Adderall that showed up in his test, and they know he's on Adderall, and this is all bullshit because
I've never even heard of that drug.
he comes up with the majority of the sketches, and they still used a lot of his intellectual property to film the movie without him and without giving him any credit. So it's a real messy situation. From all this, I also learned that Johnny Knoxville's real name is Philip Clapp.
Oh, damn, that's why he goes by Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Johnny Knoxville that's a pretty sick, even made up name.
It is. It's really good.
Yo, that takes some wit to come up with that.
I think Bam's real. He's got some wacky parents.
No, Bam's real name is Bam.
Yeah, that's got to be real.
Mm-hmm. I used to love that show, but not for the shit he did to his parents, only for the really creative shit they did, where they built like a whole fucking like old western town out of like trailers.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
Mobile homes. They made like a town hall, jail. They'd put like Ryan Dunn in there. And
No, they did all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was excited for this, and it just makes me really sad. And that's the other reason I feel bad for him. The whole start of this downward spiral was Ryan Dunn dying in that car crash. I mean, ever since then,
man.
Bam's been having bad drug problems. I think he was diagnosed bipolar. It's just, it's
I
real
didn't know
dark.
that's when it started.
Yeah,
So I do feel for him if that's the case.
It's really strange. Like, you look in every corner and it feels like you're in this like mental health epidemic right now. Like the Olympics. Can you imagine if that whole Simone Biles thing happened like 7 years ago? I don't think we'd be nearly as understanding as this world-class athlete has the chance to be the most decorated Olympian ever, and she just bows out. Like, she would have got ripped to shreds, and now everyone's saying she's more of a trailblazer for what she did not competing than if she would have.
It's awesome. I need to find the Mac charger. This computer's going to die. And this will not be saved.
Wait, is this...
Are you kidding me?
But what I realized is... We had that big debate our first episode about going back to concerts and movies, and you're like, you're so ready, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm all talk.
I'm still going to do both before you. I went to a concert last Friday. I'm probably going to go see Candyman next week.
I'm an advocate with no backbone.
You don't back it up.
I know.
You're all this talk about LeBron, and the only one you watched was Michael Jordan.
I'm a phony. Yeah, I talk about going to AMC. I'm watching everything at home. I'm talking about going back to concerts. I'm just watching Woodstock 99. I've only seen Space Jam 1, and I think LeBron's better than MJ.
All right, so you got any recommendations? We already
Space Jam 1 was pretty good.
You liked it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Music?
Music.
Nothing? So movie-wise, watched a movie called Pig with Nicolas Cage.
Do they play a game of Pig?
No, it's not basketball related.
That could be 2 hours long. That'd be insane.
But I saw it advertised as like John Wick with a pig. It's not like that at all. It's not an action movie. It's actually really serious. It's probably like the best Nick Cage performance I've seen in like a decade. He's actually really good in this movie.
Okay.
But it's really slow. It's sad. It's about a chef who kind of like gave up on his dream, and all he had left was this truffle pig, and somebody takes it from him.
Huh. And it's good?
It's very good. Yeah, he's really good in it.
Do you think you could take any John Cusack movie and just replace him with Nicolas Cage and it'd be the same?
It'd be better. John Cusack sucks.
He does suck.
Nick Cage is way better. Oh, yeah. I love Nick Cage.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of misspoke early on when I said we're going to be focusing just on the podcast. We are going to do some stuff on the blog.
I'll be keeping up with that.
As far as the Jackass thing goes, I rewatched all 3 movies. We're going to do a post of all the Jackass stunts ranked from 1 to 121. It's the longest thing probably ever put up there. But yeah, we've got all the archives and everything like that. And basically how we bitched about people criticizing music. We're going to do the year in tears, breakdown of all the best albums and movies of the year. And then what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, Nick Cage movies. Best Nick Cage movies.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Music-wise, I've been listening to this local band, Funayure. I think I pronounced that right.
Where are they from?
I'm reading it right off my text.
Fort Wayne local?
Fort Wayne local. They are like synth-heavy, chromatic style, 80s throwbacks. Very good. We think we might have them on the show if Ben listens to the album.
Who's in the band?
Mandy from Sea Mountains, and I don't know the guy's name.
Okay. They can be on the show.
Thank you. So they may be one of our first guests. We're working on some more guests. Also on the website, If yeah, you have any suggestions like Crashmore, we do have a contact thing. So if you want to just shit on us, we can do like a mailbag section. You know, whatever.
Have you invited him yet?
Crashmore? No, I
I'm
haven't
so
reached out.
fucking excited. I've already coming up with questions.
I'm gonna draft an email right now to Crashmore. Let us know what you want us to ask Crashmore.
Maybe we can get to Tim Robinson eventually. Oh my god.
I doubt it. I was gonna try and reach out to CM Punk, but then he signed with AEW, and that was like a huge thing. You don't know who that is, do you? I watched a lot of WrestleMania this COVID.
Okay, I do know who he is now. I think I
Yeah.
saw a clip of him on Twitter.
He retired in 2014 from getting hurt, and they tried to force him into WrestleMania, and he hasn't wrestled since 2014, and he just went to the competitor. It's a big deal.
Sounds like a comeback.
But he hasn't done anything, so I thought it'd be cool. Let's go track him down and talk to him, because he hasn't done anything in 6 years, but now he's
God.
like the biggest story in sports right now.
That's a bummer. I got excited for a second.
That would have been a good interview, right?
Yes. That would have been awesome.
Who do you want to talk
But
to?
you fucked it up. Crashmore.
Just Crashmore? You don't got anyone else? Crashmore, Tim
That's
Robinson?
the only thing that's realistic right now,
Just
I
a
think.
round
He
table.
followed us. If he followed us, then we have a chance.
I think Wheatus followed us on Twitter.
No.
Teenage Dirtbag.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I tried reaching out to Stizza, Leftover Crack. I don't know if he has a computer. He's probably off the grid. He does paintings now. I've seen that. Is that insensitive?
No, it's just like so funny because it's definitely so true. Like he's a fucking squatter. Of course he doesn't have a fucking computer.
He might. I don't know.
If he, I feel like even if he owned a smartphone, they'd claim him a sellout.
Is that it? Is that the whole show?
What? Yeah, I think it's becoming a movie podcast, not a lot of music.
What else you got? You
Nothing,
don't listen to any
actually.
music.
I know
else
it's
you
my
listening?
fault. Shut the fuck up. I tried to listen to Colors too, and I was walking my dogs, and my earphone came out, and the grass at fucking Lakeside Park has not been mowed, so I spent like 20 minutes trying to find it, and I couldn't. So I couldn't fucking finish Colors 2, but the first two songs were great.
This sounds like a jeers in the paper. This isn't. This isn't interesting to anyone.